How would you like to have complete control over all of the colors on your website? No more spending hours and hours customizing one item at a time, and no more wondering if you're using global colors and favorite colors correctly. In this video, I'll be showing you how to use the outside-in principle with Thrive Theme Builder to customize your website's colors. Let's get started. So before we get into the outside-in principle, we have to understand how the color picker works in the Thrive editor. So let's take a look. There's quite a few elements in the Thrive editor that use the color picker, and so it'll pop up whenever you click on a color swatch. So for example, it'll appear whenever you click on a color swatch in the text tab, or if you go to add a background color, things like that. So let's go through how to use the color picker. To assign a color, you can use the rainbow slider to select the right general color. Then you can use the large gradient field at the top to select the right shade. You can go more muted, more bright, etc. And then you can use the opacity slider to select the right transparency. Now, if you have a specific color in mind that you would like to use for an element on your website, the easiest way to get the exact color is to use the hex code. A hex code is a 6-digit alphanumeric combination that can be used to identify an exact color. So let's say, for example, that you picked your website's colors using an online color tool such as Coolers. Then you can simply copy the hex code and paste it right into the RGB hex field to get the right color. So let's see how we do that now. You can just select this, copy it, and we can paste that in here, and suddenly that is the exact right color. So as far as the most basic task of assigning a color to an element, that is how the color picker works. Now, what if you want to use the exact same color on another element? In that case, you can save the color as a favorite color so that it's easy to find if you need it again. So just make sure that the color that you want to save is displayed here in the main color swatch. Then go down to My Colors and click on the plus sign. Then select Favorite. So you'll see that a new swatch has been added to your My Colors palette. Now, you might have heard about global colors. Global colors are handy because when you assign a global color to an element, you're essentially linking the color to the element. And then you can link as many elements as you want to that color. And then if you decide at some point, you know what, I don't really like that color. I want all of these elements to be a new color. Well, then you don't have to change each element individually. You can simply edit the color swatch, and then all of those elements that use the color will be updated automatically. So it's sort of like a pro sports team. Every team has their own team color. And so if the team color is pink, everyone has to wear a pink jersey. And anyone who joins the team will also get a pink jersey. Now, if the owner of the team decides to change the team color from pink to blue, then everyone on the team is automatically issued a blue jersey. So let's take a look at how this works in the Thrive editor. Here we have a set of columns. Let's assign the background color here green. So I'll have to unlink this from the current theme color first, and then I'll select a new one. All right, and now I'm going to save this as a global color. I'll just click on the plus sign under the My Colors list. Then I'll select Global. And you'll see that a new color swatch has been added to the My Colors list, and it now has a small gray triangle in the lower right-hand corner. That indicates that it is a global color. Now I will assign this global color to the text element up here. All right, so now let's say that I don't want these elements to be green anymore. I want them to be blue. So all I have to do is edit the global color. So I'll just make sure that I've got an element selected that has the global color that's been assigned. And then I will select Edit Global Color. And then I'll choose blue and then I'll click the check mark to update the global color. And then there we go. All of my elements that were once green are now blue. So we only used the global color here on 2 elements, but imagine how many elements on your website that you might want to assign a specific global color. If you were to change each of those elements individually, it would take an awfully long time. But if you were to use a global color, you can make those changes in only a few clicks. Now there's one last thing that we need to look at on the color picker, and that is theme colors. Now, when you set up your website in Thrive Theme Builder, it will automatically generate theme colors and assign them to various elements on your website, such as backgrounds, dividers, icons, and things like that. As you customize your website, you can pick from these theme colors and assign them to elements on your site. So now that you're familiar with the color picker, let's move on to the outside-in principle. So we went over the outside-in principle in a previous video, but just to review, here is what the outside-in principle states. When applying the same styling to multiple elements, apply the styling to the parent container of those elements, starting from the biggest container, working your way inwards to the smallest container. In general, smaller containers override larger ones. So we already covered containers in detail in a previous video, so I'm not going to go over everything here, but just to recap, the idea is that instead of applying the exact same color specifications over and over to individual elements, you can save precious time and energy by simply applying the specification to the container around the elements once, and everything inside of the container will take on that specification. And so what exactly are these containers? Well, for pages and posts that use a theme template, you would start making customizations at the theme level, then move on to the theme template level, and then proceed on to the section level, and then lastly, you would do individual elements. As for standalone pages, such as sales pages, because standalone pages don't use a theme template, they have a slightly different container structure. So your customizations would start at the theme level, but then you would move on to the standalone page level, and then proceed on to the section level, and then wrap up with individual elements. So to use the outside-in principle to customize your colors, we recommend starting with the largest container, which is the theme level, and then working your way downwards through the smaller containers. And the reason why we do this is because you want to avoid making the same customization to multiple elements. And not just that, but using the outside-in principle can ensure that your choices are consistent throughout your entire website. All right, so let's have some fun and start using the outside-in principle. Now, it's always best to start your customizations at the theme level, because most likely you'll have at least one main brand color that you'll want to use on all of your website's pages to have a cohesive look. So let's set up our main brand color at the theme level. Now, when you first set up your website using the Thrive Theme Builder Site Wizard, you'll be prompted to choose a main brand color. Using this color, Thrive Theme Builder will automatically create coordinating theme colors for use in background sections, buttons, icons, and more. So let's go ahead and choose a color. Let's choose a light pink. So now you'll notice there's only one main brand color option here. If you have more than one brand color, you can introduce them as you keep building out your website. For example, when you work on your theme templates, you can introduce your new colors there. For now, let's just choose the color that you want to see the most of on your website. So the Site Wizard will guide you through making other selections for your website. And then when you're finished, you'll already have a website with coordinating brand colors. So it'll look something like this. Here we have a pretty nice home page, and if we look at a theme template, we'll see that the colors match what we've already selected. So here's what's cool about Thrive Theme Builder. If you only have one main brand color, as far as color customization goes, you could be pretty much done, because now when you build out new pages using blocks or elements in Thrive Architect, those new additions will already be color coordinated. In fact, let me show you how this works. Let's add a new block to our home page. So here we go. You can see that the colors of these letters match. I didn't choose the best block, but you can see that it does coordinate with the colors that we chose. So that's pretty cool, right? Now, what if you change your mind about your theme colors? Simply go back to Thrive Theme Builder, go to the Branding tab, go to Theme Colors, and now you can change your main accent color to something else. So let's go ahead and change it to blue just to see how this will affect everything. And here we go. Everything that used to be pink is now blue. So that was the theme level. Let's move on to the theme template level. Theme templates are generally used to ensure that groups of pages and posts have the same structure. So for example, a theme template would be handy if you wanted to make sure that your about and contact pages have the same header, the same footer, and display their titles the same way. However, when it comes to color customization using the outside-in principle, the main application at the theme template level is likely going to be the background style or color for the entire page. So let's look at an example. Here we have an about page, and we also have a contact page. So you'll notice that right now they don't have a background color specified, but let's say that we want to add a gray color to the background. The first thing that we would have to do is open the theme template that is used for these pages. So let's open the Templates tab in Thrive Theme Builder. Then let's edit the default page template. Now let's navigate to the Background Style tab and add a background color. Let's go for a gray. All right, so now you have a few choices. You can simply choose the color and then click the Apply button. You can choose the color and save it as a favorite color, or you can choose the color and save it as a global color. We recommend choosing your color and then saving it as a global color, because then you can apply the exact same color to other elements on your site. And if you change your mind later and say, I don't want all of these light gray backgrounds to be light gray anymore, I want them to be light yellow, then it's super easy to make that change. So let's go ahead and save this as a global color. We'll go down to My Colors and click the plus sign, and then we'll select Global, and then we'll click Apply, and now let's save. All right, so let's take a look at the About and Contact pages to see how they have updated. There we go. All right, so the background colors have been changed to gray for the entire page. Let's take a look. Now, you might be wondering, shouldn't this change the background color for the entire page? Why is it that some of these sections still have other background colors? So what's going on here is that the outside-in principle is already at work. Our designers have specified background styles for specific sections in order to aid you in designing beautiful pages. So those specifications that have been made to the smaller containers have overridden the larger container, which is our theme template. If the backgrounds for these sections had no particular specification, then they would be gray as well. Now, before we move on, there's two things that I would like to show you. The first thing is the central style panel. On theme templates and standalone pages, in the right sidebar, you have a paintbrush icon that will open the central style panel. This is where you can edit your main brand color if you're in the middle of working on something and you don't want to navigate all the way back to Thrive Theme Builder to change it. You can do it from right here instead. What's important to know is that these colors are global, so you're essentially making changes on the theme level, even though you are accessing them from a theme template. editing your main brand color from here is just like changing it from Thrive Theme Builder. So changes made here will update everything on your entire site. Also in the Central Style panel, you'll see other template colors. If you would like to edit some of the colors that were automatically generated by Thrive Theme Builder, here's where you can do that. Just remember that these are global colors, so changes made here will be reflected throughout your entire site. The second thing I would like to show you is back in Thrive Theme Builder in the Branding tab. So if you open the Branding tab, and then go to the Theme Colors tab, you'll see the main color which we talked about earlier, but also you'll see any of the saved global colors. Those will show up under Saved Theme Colors as well. So if you recall the light gray color that we used for our About and Contact page backgrounds, if we wanted to change it to, say, light beige, we can do that from here. So let me show you how that works. All right, so now let's go to the About page, and let's reload this, and there we go. So the background color has been changed. Next, let's move on to the standalone page level. Like the theme template level, the outside-in principle is useful at the standalone page level when customizing the background style for an entire page. So for example, let's say that you have a long form sales page. This type of page would typically have many sections, and a common way to delineate sections is switching background colors. At the standalone page level, you can specify a background color or style for the page, and then you can create visual separation by specifying different background styles for particular sections. So let's look at how to accomplish this. So here we have a standalone page, and as you can see, the entire page is white. To specify a background color for the entire site, just go to the Page Settings and then open the Background Style tab, and then you can add a solid color. So now our page has a little bit of color, but there's still no differentiation between sections. So let's move on to the section level for that. Now at the section level, you can customize colors for containers that might contain multiple elements. So for example, you can customize blocks, background sections, content boxes, columns, and things like that. Continuing with our example, we'll select a background color for the Product Highlights section, just to distinguish that section from the rest of the page. So let's select this section, and we can check to make sure we have the right one selected using the breadcrumbs. So then we'll select the Background Style tab, and let's click on the solid color button to add a blue background. And we can save this as a global color. And this way we can use this color on other sections, but also if we would like to change our mind about all of the elements that use this color, it'll be really easy to change later. So just go to My Colors, click on the plus sign, and then select Global. Okay, so this section would look a lot better if it had white text instead of dark text. So again, at the section level, we can go to the Typography tab and change the color of our text to white. All right, and so now we can apply these same changes to other sections on the page. Next, let's look at the individual element level. The color of any individual background can be changed by selecting the element and choosing a new color. So for example, here we have a background section with a 3-column setup. We already made the background for the section blue, but if I just want one of these columns to be white, I can simply select that one column and choose a new background color just for that specific column. So let's make the center column background color white. Let's say that we want to do that because we want the information just in that column to really stand out. And now that I've changed the background color to white, I need to make the text dark again. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure that you have the correct container selected, then look for the typography tab on the left. And there you go. The page looks pretty good with some outside-in customization. Finally, the very last thing we need to go over is non-ShapeShift landing pages. So when you create a standalone page, you have the option to use a pre-built page. And then you have the option to choose a landing page from a landing page set. So the ShapeShift landing pages will automatically use the main brand color that you chose in Thrive Theme Builder. But the non-ShapeShift landing pages will each have their own set of colors. So let's take a look. All right, so the fonts and colors for non-ShapeShift landing pages have been predetermined by our designers. You can edit the colors by going to the central style panel, which is over here on the right. And although the color swatches listed in the style editor have a small gray triangle indicating that the color is a global color, with non-ShapeShift pre-built landing pages, global refers to this standalone page only. So these color swatches will not appear in the branding tab or in the color picker when editing pages outside of this one. Now, what's really neat about non-ShapeShift landing pages is that if you would like to edit the template colors, but you're not sure which combinations look nice together, you can simply click on this drop-down menu and choose from one of our pre-built color combinations. But if you would like a little more control than that, then you can edit the colors individually by clicking on the individual swatches. Now, there's one last thing that I would like to demonstrate for you, and that is how easy it is to change your website's colors after you've gone through and customized your entire site. So let's take a look at the website as it is right now. Now I'm going to go to the branding tab in Thrive Theme Builder, and I'm going to change the global colors. So in just a few clicks, the entire website has a brand new look. Here's the result. So that's it. That's how you use the outside-in principle to customize the colors on your website. Hopefully now you can see how using containers in conjunction with global colors can make setting up your website totally easy, a total breeze. But you can only do it this way if you have Thrive Theme Builder. So if you don't have it yet, make sure you grab it by going to thrivethemes.com/themebuilder. Now, if you have any questions about the outside-in principle, be sure to leave those in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.